Let's proceed. Are you still with me? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much. So, let's proceed with the oral route. Okay. So, medications that are given by mouth, yan, tinutumar, okay, by mouth. So, we also have, if it is PO or by mouth, may gihapon kita sublingual administration. Pag sinabi nating sublingual, ilarom sa dila. Pag sinabi nating buccal administration, gilid sa may cheek, ibubuta. Okay? Be careful ha, if ever the order is sublingual or buccal, please. Okay, iba itong route because it needs to be absorbed in the mucous membrane. And it's a bit faster compared if tutulnon mo pa ang medication. Okay? Next, parenteral routes. Parenteral routes, we have intradermal, in subcutaneous, intramuscular, and intravenous. Okay? Pag sinabi nating intradermal, injection into the dermis, just under your epidermis. Dermis. Okay? Ilarom sa epidermis, sa atong skin. Subcutaneous. So, injection into the tissue just below the dermis of the skin. Adipose sa taba. Subcutaneous yun. Intramuscular, of course, injection into a muscle. Intravenous, injection into a vein. Okay? So, yun po yung four major sites of injection for parenteral route. Okay? Let's proceed. Okay. If you're going to look at intramuscular, the needle, paghatag nimo, it should be 90 degree. Ibig sabihin, perpendicular to the skin. Okay, perpendicular. Okay, 90 degree sa skin. So that is intramuscular para diretso gud siya ngadto sa muscle. If we talk about subcutaneous, it must be at least 45 degree from the skin. 45 degree angle. Pag sinabi nating intravenous, okay, sa vein, at least 25 degree. 25 degree para makahit ka ngadto sa ugat. For intradermal, sabi pa nga natin sa intradermal a while ago, that is it is just under the epidermis. Okay. Nandun lang tayo uh, sa may dermal layer. Okay? Just below the epidermis. Okay? That is just 10 to 15 degree angle only. 10 to 15 degree angle. Okay? Nakaintindi? Next, let's proceed with the topical routes. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga pinapahid medications applied to the skin and mucous membranes. It may be in the eyes, in the ears, nose, mouth, vagina, urethra, and rectum. Kasi kasama si mucous membrane. Pwedeng mayroong topical administration. Okay? So, these are your topical administration. Okay? Next, inhalation route. Pag sinabi nating inhalation, lahat ipaagi sa erong. Okay? Inhaled. And even in oral passages, even in endotracheal passages, basta hinihigop siya papasok, inhalation. Okay? So, like for example, this one, a puff. Okay? Inhale. Like this one, nebulization, ini-inhale. Like this one, in the endotracheal tube, okay, pinapasok ang medication. Common po na medication na inilalagay sa endotracheal tube for premature baby is the surfactant. Surfactant po ilalagay dyan sa endotracheal tube. Bakit? Because the premature infant has less or immature production of surfactant. di ba? Kulang pa si surfactant, ibubutang iton sa nagto sa sulod para mag-create lubrication dito sa sulod sa lungs. Next, systems of drug measurement. So what are these? Metric system, household system, apothecary system, and the solutions that we are talking about nga kanina nga gin-solve na. Okay, solution. Again, desired dose over the stock dose multiplied with the volume. This is the formula that we use dito sa word if nagko-compute kita sa medication. Okay? Systems of drug measurement. Metric system. Okay? We use the milligrams, gram, ml, and liter. Household. Okay. Kay dito man la sa balay, alang man kita magdara dito sin mga volumetric glass or cylinder para mayaon ml, may liter, nagamit lang kita sing kutsara, di ba? Teaspoon, tablespoon, dito sa balay, mautod ginagamit. Okay? Then, so let's see. 1 ml is equivalent to 15 drops. Dito, 15 katoro is 1 ml na yan. Okay? Pag 5 ml, 1 teaspoon. Pag 15 ml, 1 tablespoon for the household system. Okay? The apothecary system, okay, ang mga kadaan, okay, so we use grain. Okay? Okay, like for example, that one. 1 milligram is 1/60 grain. Okay, 60 milligram, 1 grain. Okay. 1 gram, 15 grains. 4 gram, 1 dram. 30 grams, 1 ounce. Okay. Bugat tapos volume. Okay. 30 grams, 1 ounce. 1 ounce is equivalent to 30 ml. So, ibig sabihin, 1 gram is 1 ml. 500 grams, 1.1 pound. Okay? Bakit 1.1 pound? That is 1/2 kilogram. Because for every kilogram is 2.2 pounds. 1 ml, 15 to 16 minims. 5 ml, 1 fluid dram. 30 ml, 1 ounce. 4 liter, 1 gallon. 1 liter, 1 quart. 500 ml, 1 pint. Common ko nga naiimod ang pint sa mga ice cream. Ice cream, 1 pint. 1 pint of ice cream. Mayon pa siton sa mga market. 1 pint. Okay. That is actually 500 ml. Okay. Solution. Okay. Kanina naghatag na ka. This one is a 10% solution is 10 gram of solid dissolved in 100 ml of solution. Okay, pag sinabi natin 10%, of course, okay, di ba sabi natin 1 gram is 1 ml. So, pira ka, ang 10% sa 100 ml is 10 ml. So, we give 10 grams of solid dissolved in 100 ml of solution. Kasi kailangan man ng 10% solution. Okay? Next, converting measurements units. Conversion with one system, conversion between systems, then dosage calculation. Okay, example, to convert measurements with one system, simply divide or multiply. Example, to change milligrams to grams, divide by 1,000, moving the decimal 3 points to the left. Kay ano? Kay for every 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligram. Okay? So, kung mayaon kita 350 milligram, mayaon kita 0.35 grams. Okay? Ang 1 liter mayaon 1,000 ml. 1 liter, 1,000 ml, magpareho la iton sa rakadamo, or it is also equivalent to 1 kilogram. Kay ano nga 1 kilogram, sir? Kay siring mo kanina na ang 1 ml is 1 gram. Okay. Next. So, conversion between systems, between the metric, apothecary, and the household, and 1 ml, 15 minutes. Okay. Basahan na lang ninyo. Then, 15 drops. 1,000 ml, okay, 1 quart. Okay, 1 quart naman dito sa household. 500 ml, 1 pint. Same gyap sa household. Okay. 30 ml is 1 ounce. Okay. Pag 30 ml is 1 ounce, okay, same pa rin sa household. Pero pag abot sa 15 ml, that is 4 fluid drums, 1 tablespoon na siya. 1 TDSP. Next. Medication error. Okay. Medication errors are unintended mistakes in the prescribing, dispensing, and administration of medicine that could cause harm to patient. Common error. Saan po ba talaga nagkakaroon ng mga error? Most of the errors usually committed during administration stage. Dito na go sa paghatag. Usually nagkaka-interchange ang kabila nga patient and kabila nga patient. Or nalipat ka, gimbutang nimo sa left ang patient na sayo, sa right naman ang sa sayo, nalipat ka sa duha, imo na hatagan ang nasa right nakato na sa kabila, ang nasa left nakato na sa kabila. So na-interchange gud lang. Or sa paghatag nimo medication, you were not able to determine the right patient. Kay nagtanga ka dito sa ward, kay ang patient on that day 1 nakato sa left inner corner. Pagbalik nimo kinabuwasan, abi nimo maula gyapon pasyente ngayon nagbalhin na ang pasyente ngadto sa kabila nga side. Okay, abi nimo maula gihapon. So you were not able to determine the right patient. So again, common errors usually happen during the administration stage. Mayroon ta different errors during prescription of orders. Nagkaroon ng wrong drug, mali ang medication nga nasurat. Okay? Preparation. During preparation, nagkaroon ka ng dosage error. Diri mao ang imo computation sa dosage. Nataganin mas damo. Okay? Sobrado ang imo computation. Okay? Nangalimot ka mag-compute. Diba? So these are types of errors. Pwede dito sa pag-prescribe pa lang, pwede dito sa pag-compute, pwede gihapon magyaon kita error sa pag-interpret nimo sa doctor's order. Again, when you are not sure, you ask for clarification. Do not assume. Okay? Assumption sa aton mga nurses is not valid. You really have to clarify it with someone authorized, okay, to read. Okay? Is it clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Next. Okay, ayun. Medication errors can occur, okay, during prescription, during interpretation, during preparation, and during administration. Again, most medication errors occur during the administration stage. Okay, let's proceed with the procedures. Okay, procedures of our medication administration. Okay, enteral drug administration. This is the delivery of any medication that is absorbed through the GI tract or the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, oral medication. Okay, oral medication can be ingestion, sublingual administration. Okay, place the pill or directly spray between the underside of the tongue and floor of the oral cavity, or buccal Yan, sa cheek or gums. Okay? Yan. Okay? Common nga ginahatag sini for anti-hypertensive medication para diretso ma-absorb through the mucous membrane, diretso makahatag sin effect. Instead nga ito tumar pa niya sa GI, so magkakaroon tayo ng delayed sa kanyang effect sa medication. Okay? So if you are going to measure for, like for example, suspension or syrup, okay, pag sinabi natin suspension, ito common nga example sa suspension, ini siya nga antibiotics nga liquid. Ito nga ni nga powder pa siya nga gimpalit dito sa pharmacy. Tapos mayaon instruction na nasugad. Mix 6 ml of distilled water in 2 portion. So ibig sabihin, ang 6 ml i-divide mo into 2, 3 ml, 3 ml. So ibubutang mo ang first 3 ml sa bottle, then isi-shake mo thoroughly. Then if natutunaw na siya, ibutang na naman another 3 ml, then i-shake mo siya. That is suspension. Syrup is usually sugar, okay, mixed with sugar. Like for example, common nga mga syrup ta mga vitamins sa bata. Like Celine, syrup ito siya. Okay. What else? Zinc nga vitamin is also zinc supplement is also syrup. Yeah. So if you are going to measure, it should be, imo measurement is the base of the meniscus. Sinabi nating base ang ilarom. Ini mismo nga linya ang dapat nato pong dito sa gauge. Kung aadian 4 ml, dapat base of the meniscus aada dida sa 4 ml nga linya. Okay, diri po ang aadi sa taas. Okay? So, for parenteral administration of medication, okay, to administer parenteral medications, nurses use syringes and needles to withdraw medication from ampule and vials. Okay? So, this is the ampule. This one is the ampule, left side. And the right side is your vial. Again, ampule. This one is vial. Okay. Syringes. Okay, syringes have 3 parts. The tip, ito nga ginsusuksukan sa needle. The barrel, this one. Okay, and the plunger. Ini siya nga gin atras nimo is the plunger. Okay. Next, insulin syringes are available in sizes that holds 0.3 to 1 ml and are calibrated in units. Adi sa baba ang insulin. Okay, insulin syringe, naka-unit siya. This is used to give or to administer insulin to our patient. Okay, example, please give 12 units of regular insulin for HGT or for CBG, yan, capillary blood sugar of 250 to 280. Ganon. So, ibig sabihin, nung kumuha ka ng capillary blood sugar niya, if ever nakaabot sa range dida, mahatag kasi particular number of units. We call it sliding scale. Pag sinabi nating sliding scale, mayaon certain units nga mahatag ka sa medication depende sa result sa imong ginkuha nga HGT or the CBG, the blood sugar. Ba? 5 ml syringe, this one. 3 ml syringe, then the tuberculin syringe. Pag sinabi natin tuberculin syringe, 1 ml lang yan. Hindi po units ang kanyang measurement. Dito pa sa insulin syringe, siya lang ang naka-calibrated in units. Okay? Next, needles. Most needles are made of stainless steel and are all disposable. A needle has three parts: the bevel, okay, the shaft, okay, and the hub. Okay, hub. Okay, bevel. Usually, kapag nahatag ka intradermal, okay, medication, intradermal ha, sabi natin sa intradermal kanina, it is just below the epidermis. Bevel up. Ibig sabihin, itong naguho, pataas siya. Nasa taas and facing up. Itong nga buho, facing up. Okay? Bevel up. Okay, next. Gauge. Okay? So, gauge 19, gauge 20, gauge 21, gauge 23, gauge 25. If you will notice, itong nga mga gauge, the greater the number, okay, the smaller the needle. Example, gauge 19 and gauge 25. Gauge 19, dito ang number pero dako ang needle. Gauge 25, dako ang number, dito ang iya needle. Okay? Remember that ha? Tika dako nga gauge, tika dito nga needle. Gagamit. And dito sa field, usually color coding na ginagamit na. Pag ang color sa needle kay blue, pag color sa needle kay green, color sa needle kay white. So nakadepende iton pa sa brand. Kung ano nga brand sing needle. Kay iba-iba gyap ang color naging kagamit sa brand. Okay? Preventing needle stick injuries. Common po sa ating mga nurses na needle stick kita. Kay kay tungod kay nagtanga kita sa field. Kalit accidentally, no matter how we try to prevent, there are times nga nanindle prick talaga kita due to accident. Okay? Accident may happen anytime. So please, place the needle cup and syringe with needle horizontally flat on surface. Ibig sabihin, ibutang lito, ilapag. Insert the needle into the cup using one hand. Nakalapag siya, i-insert mo lang siya. Then, using your other hand to pick up the cup and tighten it to the needle hub. We call it fishing technique. Sir, ano yung fishing technique? Tayo mo na lang natin dito. Yun. Yan. Fishing technique. We call it fishing technique. Ito nga nakalapag sa imo tray and cup, then i-insert mo la siya with one hand, then imo la sa isasulod na patigdong. Okay, so that is how to do recapping. Okay, dito sa wart waray na kita recapping. Okay, direkta na iton siya nga mga needle idediretso ngadto sa sharps nga garbage collector. Mayaon man dito container for sharps, dito iton siya ididiretso na. No recapping technique para diri mapiprick an nurses. Pero tungod kay kuan man, sometimes situation would really lead us to recapping. Dahil hindi natin maiiwasan ang recapping, we use the fishing technique. This one. Hindi mo hahawakan sa kabilang kamay ang cup. Okay? Okay. The cannula sizes. Okay. Look at the color. Orange, 14 gauge. Gray, 16 gauge. Green, 18 gauge. Pink, 20 gauge. Common si pink, may imod niyo dito sa pink. Common nga may imod niyo dito sa DR, delivery room. Ini. Pink, dagkop na daan, 20. Green, maiimod niyo si green kapag for blood transfusion, usually 18 gauge. Okay? Then 22 gauge sa medicine ward. Medicine ward at saka surgery ward, maiimod niyo ang gauge 22. Yellow at saka purple, maiimod niyo dito sa pedya. Ini nga duha. Again, the greater the number, natika dito gihapon ang aton nido. Okay? Routes of parenteral therapies, we have intradermal, subcutaneous, intramuscular, and intravenous. Okay, let's start with intradermal injection. Okay, an intradermal injection is the administration of a drug into the dermal layer of the skin just beneath the epidermis. Okay, usually if we do intradermal injection, usually we only need to administer 0.1 ml. 0.1 ml. Okay? A common example nga pwede ta dito mabuhat sa ward is the skin testing. Skin test. Okay? Use a tuberculin syringe or small na hypodermic syringe for skin testing, or you can use 1 ml syringe. Yan. Okay? The angle of insertion of an intradermal injection is 10 to 15 degrees. Yan. So 10 to 15 degrees, this is for skin testing. After nimo makahimo sa well, ito nga nalobo, imo iton siya lilinyahan nga circle. Itong ini siya. This one. So, ini siya lilinyahan sin ball pen. Then, bubutangan nimo sang time as to when magjuju an imo skin test. Kay for skin testing, an iya ju is 30 minutes after nimo siya mahihatag. Like for example, 4 p.m. nimo na naibutang ang skin testing, ang imo due is 4:30. Example, lilinyahan nimo siya din sin ball pen, then mabutang ka didi Cefue, if it is cefuroxime, then butang ka san oras 4:30 because it is after 30 minutes. Diba? Kaya alas 4 man nimo nahatag. So 4:30. So ang mangyayari is pipirmahan mo pa ito siya. So tulo. Mabutang ka sin Cefue, kay kung ano nga medication ang imo gin skin test, then kung saan o ang due, then pipirmahan mo siya. Dida mismo sa skin. Pipirmahan mo siya. So at 4:30 sa imo relo, dapat imo siya i-check. Ini nga imo gin skin test. If an iya papaglobo naglahos sa imo ginhimo nga circle kanina sa ballpen. Okay, this is to determine if allergic an aton pasyente sa medication. Kaya nga naman, what's the reason that we need to do skin testing first before giving the medication intravenously? It is because if ever the patient is allergic to that particular medication, the effect is just local. Binilaan effect. If we do it intravenously and we found out that our patient is allergic to that medication, the effect is systemic. Kasi dumaloy na sa kanyang buong system ang medication. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes. Okay. Next, subcutaneous injection. The subcutaneous injection sites include outer posterior aspect of the upper arm. Yan. Actually, bisan niyo kaptan, iyo likod sa iyo arm, okay, taba ito na siya. Okay. The abdomen, yan. Most common na ginkatagan ta dito sa ward, okay, sa mga insulin, because that is subcutaneous. Usually abdomen at saka outer posterior of the upper arm. Common. Anterior aspect of the thigh. Okay. The scapular areas of the upper back. Yan. Okay. Then, upper ventral or dorsal gluteal areas. Sir, hindi po common si scapula at saka si gluteal. Kaya invasive na para sa pasyente kung dito ta ibutang, dito ta i-inject. Pero pwede dito. However, like for example, ako lalaki, anakong pasyente babae, mo tigo, magpapa-inject ito siya sa gluteal area. So baga, ako nga nurse diri ak ma-inject, mapili ak sin route, sin area nga diri siya makaka-feel hin invasion of her privacy. Okay? Next, subcutaneous injection. Kinds of drug commonly administered are vaccine. Sir, ano nga vaccine ang hahatag subcutaneously? MMR, the measles, mumps, and rubella. Ito nga injection. Sayo la ito siya ka-inject nga MMR ha. Sayo la ito siya ka-inject. MMR, okay. Usala ito siya. MMR, inject nimo siya subcutaneously. So, kailan ibinibigay si MMR sa bata? 9 months at saka 1 year. 9 months old at saka 1 year old. Pag birthday niya, i-injikan gyapon siya. Okay? Next, another insulin. Insulin is administered subcutaneously. Okay, for subcutaneous, only small volumes like 0.5 to 1.5 ml of medications are given subcutaneously, and the angle is 45 degree angle. Okay, then angle of insertion of an IM injection is 90 degrees. Usually, 2 to 5 ml of medication can be administered into a large muscle for an adult. Sites for IM injections are, inian pwede ta hatagan sa IM injection ng mga area: ventrogluteal, dorsogluteal, vastus lateralis, deltoid, rectus femoris. The most common nga ato gintatagan is for adults, deltoid. For pediatrics, 5 years old below, dito kita sa vastus lateralis. Newborn, vastus lateralis. Niya paa ba? Niya legs. Dida kita nahatag sin IM injection. Okay? Sir, ventrogluteal. Sinabi nating ventrogluteal, okay. Injection is given to gluteus medius muscle, midline. So gluteus medius muscle. Position the client in prone or side-lying position with the knee bent and raised slightly towards the chest. The nurse placed the heel of the hand on the client's greater trochanter. Sarain ang greater trochanter. Ito nga bony prominent nga na imo na feel sa gilid. Okay? Sa gilid. Sa imo may hip area. Yan. That is the greater trochanter. With the fingers pointed upward, pointed towards the client's head. Example like that. So an imo kamot, an imo heel of the hand dapat aada sa greater trochanter. Then imo naman kakapaon an iliac spine, ini siya an iliac spine. So then ibubutang nimo at imo finger, then the other side. So magkakaroon ka ng V na letter. So in between that is the injection site. Okay. So that one. So this is the greater trochanter, then the iliac crest, then and V nga nahihimo, in between that is the ventrogluteal site. Next, dorsogluteal sa likod. Okay. Dorsogluteal. Injection is given to the gluteus maximus muscle. Injection site is upper outer quadrant. Sa likod naman. Okay? So, i-divide nimo into 4. Then, yung upper outer quadrant is the site for injection sa dorsogluteal. Sir, both yung ventrogluteal at saka dorsogluteal, usually, we give medication that are highly irritant. Okay, ito nga mga highly irritant or ito nga ni nga mga masyadong sticky nga mga medication, pwede ito siya ihatag dito sa ventrogluteal at saka dorsogluteal. Kay may gyap sa'yo, if the medication causes stain, na atak ba, nagkakos ng stain, pwede ito siya dida ihatag. Okay, like for example, antibiotic also, penicillin G. Si penicillin G, binibigay natin via dorsogluteal site, penicillin G. Si penicillin G is a treatment for syphilis at saka prevention ng rheumatic fever. Okay, prevention of rheumatic fever. However, nowadays, mga health professionals are actively advised against using dorsogluteal route because due to the high risk of puncturing yung sciatic nerve. May nerve po kasi dyan, sciatic nerve. Ang mangyari, na-puncture nimo sa sciatic nerve or na-puncture nimo yung femoral artery dyan, magkakaroon ng bleeding if artery, if nerve, magkakaroon ng paralysis. Kaya, dinidisregard na natin ang paggamit with this site. Okay? Kay damo na aksidentes ito. Okay? Bis nga, ginchekan ka para maging okay ka. Ito na paralyzed lugod kay na tamaan ang sciatic nerve. Okay? Next, vastus lateralis. Again, si vastus lateralis, common po, inahatag for pediatric patients. Common site for pediatric patient. Like for example, newborn. Pag ungagin anak, mahatag kasi mandatory na ginahatag sa bag-o nga anak, vitamin K, hepatitis B, BCG, at saka eye prophylaxis. Common po yan. Okay? Dalawa lang yung ibinibigay dyan, intramuscularly. Vitamin K at saka hepatitis B. So, both legs, i-injikan iton siya upon birth. Sir, bakit po vastus lateralis? Because for newborn, yan lang ang pinaka-dominant na develop na muscle. Okay, ang vastus lateralis. Kaya dyan natin i-administer. Okay? How about for infant, not newborn? So, pag infant naman po, common na ibinibigay sa intramuscular sa vastus lateralis, pentavalent vaccine. Pentavalent, 5. DPT, Haemophilus influenza, saka DPT, okay, Haemophilus influenza, okay, at saka pneumococcal. Yan, 5. The pentavalent. Okay? The muscle is located on the anterior lateral aspect of the thigh. Okay? Landmark. Yun. So, i-divide mo lang siya into 3. Okay? From the greater trochanter to the distal part of the femur, then i-divide mo into 3, and middle third, mauton siya ang site for vastus lateralis. Okay. Lateral, ibig sabihin sa gilid, sa side. Hindi po siya medial because mayroong vastus medialis. Mayroong vastus lateralis. Lateralis is the outer side. Deltoid side. Found on the lateral aspect of the arm. Okay, iyan. Okay, that is the deltoid muscle. Ang mga dagko og muscle mao na iton siya. And this is the common site na gintatagan ta for adults. Okay? For IM injection. Yan. Again, the needle should be perpendicular to the skin, okay, of the patient para ma-achieve mo a 90-degree angle. Topical medication applications. Drugs are applied topically to the skin or mucosa or mucous membranes, mainly for local action. Okay. Skin application, nasal instillation, eye instillation, ear instillation, rectal instillation, vaginal instillation. Okay. So, skin application. Skin applicants are applied using gloves. Sir, bakit kailangan ng gloves? Okay. Bakit kailangan ng gloves if we apply mga ointments? Like for example, sir, it's because we need to prevent absorption to your own skin. Kasi the ointment is for the patient. Do not share it with you. Kay an effect sa kanya, mafe-feel mo gihap an effect sa him because it has been also absorbed into your own skin. So you need to wear gloves. Okay? When applying skin applicants, spread the medication evenly over the involved surface and cover the area well. Topical skin or dermatologic preparations include ointments, pastes, creams, lotions, powders, sprays, and patches. Okay. So, powder. Make sure the skin surface is dry. Spread apart in skin folds, yan, para maging visible, and sprinkle the powder until the area is covered with a fine, thin layer of powder. Then cover the site with a dressing if ordered. So this is how to apply powder. Next, for lotion, shake the container before use. Put a little lotion in a small gauze dressing or gauze pad and apply the lotion to the skin by stroking it evenly in the direction of the hair growth. Okay, kung pababa ang hair growth, pababa ang imo stroke. Okay? Creams, ointments, paste, take the medicine in gloved hands again. Okay, glove. Spread it evenly over the skin using the long strokes in the direction of the hair growth. Apply sterile dressing if ordered by the physician. Aerosol sprays. Shake the container well to mix the contents. Hold the spray container at the recommended distance from the area. Usually that's around 15 to 30 centimeter away from the area. Cover the client's face with a towel if the upper chest or neck is to be sprayed. Spray the medication over the specified area. Like for example, ito nga mga athletes, ito nga mga nai-sprain, usually may nira spray nga ginagamit para mag-ease and pain. Okay, mga spray ang ginagamit para diretso mawara ang pain na aabat sa pasyente. Okay. Transdermal patch. Select a clean, dry area that is free of hair. Remove the patch from its protective covering, holding it without touching the adhesive edges, yes, in order for you not to absorb the medication, and apply it by pressing firmly with the palm, okay, of the hand for about 10 seconds. Okay, that is the patch. And yan po pag nailagay na yung patch. Press mo lang siya para magdikit. Suppository. Suppository is a medicated solid dosage of form used in the rectum, vagina, or the urethra. Okay? Yan. So, yan po yung suppository. Pwede ilagay sa urethra, pwede ilagay sa vagina, pwede ilagay sa rectum. Okay? And rectal suppository insertion. So, give left lateral position with the upper leg flexed. Ibig sabihin, kunain ang nakabawbaw nga leg, i-flex nimo, expose the buttocks, yan, wear gloves, unwrap the suppository and lubricate the suppository, yan, lubricate with water-based lubricant. KY jelly is the most common used in the hospital. Lubricate the glove index finger kay ididiretso mo ang imo tudlo madto sa sulod para sigurado diri magawas ang medication. Then encourage the client to relax. Insert the suppository gently into the anal canal, rounded end first along the rectal wall using the glove index finger. Index la ha, ayaw gud duha ang finger kay sakit ito. Sayo gud la, idudusok gud la sa pasulod ha. Press the client's buttocks together for a few minutes. Ask the client to remain in the left lateral or supine position for at least 5 minutes para ma-retain lang ang medication. So this is how we do suppository sa rectum. Yan. Sayo lang nga finger ha, index finger lang sulod. Okay. Instillation of drugs. Okay. Instillation is the administration of liquid form drug, drop by drop. Okay, different drug installations are nasal and eye and ear. Nasal, eye, and ear. So let's proceed with the nasal instillation. The nasal instillation, administration of medicine, drop by drop into the nose. Okay, what are our materials? Tray, dropper, gloves, and of course, the medication. Okay, procedure. Perform hand washing. Instruct the patient to clear or blow nose gently. Position the patient to supine with head backward. Okay. Ibig sabihin, hyperextend. Okay. Take the medicine in dropper. Administer the nasal drops. Sometimes, diri na kailangan dropper kay ang mismo ang bottle mayaon na siya connected na parang dropper, ipipress mo na lang siya. Okay. Diri na sometimes kailangan ng dropper. Kailangan ang bottle mismo embed na sa kanya ang dropper. Ipipress mo na lang ang bottle. Have the patient remain in supine position 5 minutes. Replace the materials. Okay, replace the materials and document the procedure. Okay, this is how we do nasal instillation. If imo siya straight and pag hatag sa medication kay naka-tilt backward or hyperextend, then isentro mo lang ang pag-drop, you are actually trying to put the medication at the ethmoid and sphenoid sinus. Pero kung ipatilt mo siya to the side, you're actually trying to put medication sa maxillary and frontal sinuses. Okay? Kung naka-straight lang siya, ang hyperextension, ethmoid and sphenoid. Pero kung ipatilt to the side, okay, maxillary and frontal sinuses. Nami mo gin, the target na masudlan sa medication. Eye instillation. Administration of medication, okay, drop by drop into the eyes. Okay, materials, tray, bowl, cotton swabs, dropper, gloves, medicine, kidney check. Okay, perform hand washing, position the patient. So you ask the patient to lie in supine, okay, or sit back in a chair with head slightly hyperextended. Slightly la ha. Okay. Wipe the eyes with cotton balls from inner to outer canthus. Take the medicine. Expose the lower conjunctiva, conjunctival sac by placing the thumb or finger of non-dominant hand to the client's cheekbone just below the eye and gently drawing down the skin on the cheek like this. That one. Okay? So, ang imo sa iyo nga kamot, nag-i-expose sa kanyang lower conjunctiva, sayo nagkakapot sa medication para mag-drop sa medication sa kanya mata. Administer the medication drops into the conjunctival sac. Then after instilling drops, ask the patient to close eyes gently, replace the materials, and document the procedure. Okay. Ear instillation. Ear. Administer the medication drop by drop into the ear. Materials. Tray, dropper, gloves, medicine. Okay. How are we going to do that? Perform hand washing. Place patient in side lying position. How are we going to straighten the ear? Tadong ba? Pagtadong, straighten the ear. Pull auricle down and back if that is younger than 3 years old. Pero kung 4 years old up, that is upward, then outward. Up, out. Kung 4 years old above. Pero kung 3 years old, pull down and back. So that is how to straighten the ear canal. Instill prescribed drops, holding dropper 1 centimeter above the ear canal. Ask the patient to remain in side lying position 2 to 3 minutes. Then replace the materials and document the procedure. So, like that. So, kung imo siya i-straighten, pull up, then to the side, or pull down, then outward. Okay? So, kung sa madali lang ito ma-identify, kung tigurang up, kung arog up, kung bata down. Okay? So, this is how we do ear instillation of medication. Nebulizers. Inhalation na tayo. Nebulizers deliver most medication administered through the inhaled route. Nebulizer is used to deliver a fine spray medication or moisture to a client. Like for example, this one is the patient is doing nebulization. Nag-nebulize, and that is the nebulizer. Ito nga hose plus mask, we call it nebulizing kit. Okay, neb kit ang tawag doon. Ang yada nga machine, nebulizer. Ito nga ni nga hose plus the mask, we call it nebulization kit. Then the metered dose inhaler, or the MDI. Okay, MDI is a pressurized container of medication that could be used by the client to release the medication through a mouthpiece, like that. So it nga yung mga inhaler sa asthma, kay mga metered dose inhaler ito siya. Ibig sabihin, metered dose, mayaon sito number nga nagawas. Kada inhale nimo na babawasan ang number. Example, 30 puffs. So every time na puff ka na ibanan. First puff, naging 29 na lang. 28. Second puff, naging 28. Third puff, naging 27. Mayaon siton siya number. Kay every puff nimo nababawasan. So alam mo kung kailan ka bibili ulit. Because you have the meter. Okay, mayaon siya number. Okay? Nakaintindi? Hello? Are you still with me?
Yes po, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the procedure, okay, I have read the medication administration procedure and an iyo checklist. Na di ba nag-send na sa inyo sa medication checklist sa una pa?
Yes,
Nag-send na sa medication checklist
yes po,
dati pa.
sir.
together with
Yes.
other procedures sa level 1.
Yes.
So if you are not familiar, I will send it to you tonight, the procedure, or immediately after my lecture. Isesend ko siya dayon and add to na ang mga rationale ginbutang, ang mga reasons. Again, aside from that skills checklist na igatag sa inyo, I want you to read that concept of medication dito sa libro ni Cosier. Kay actually, ini nga ak lecture aadto sa kanya libro. Ginpadito ko la oga siya. Gin-summarize ko la ini siya nga lecture aadto sa book ni Cosier, ang tibuok nga lecture. Sini nga akong discussion. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for responding. We're done already. Any question?